everybody, welcome to the Garden Center on this lovely Friday, and we're hoping that you can hear us over the sound of all these little single-engine airplanes that are flying over the Garden Center. They're here for the Middleton event tonight, and we've been seeing all kinds of super cool little airplanes. But today we're going to talk about what you should be doing in your garden this weekend. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be hot. Temperatures are heating up in the 90s again, and we haven't gotten much rain lately, so it might look like we are getting into one of those periods of dry, hot weather. So remember, you want to keep watering anything that you've planted this year, anything that was planted late last year as far as trees and shrubs are concerned. And remember, when you're talking about watering containers, that you want to check the water in the containers in the soil before you water. Remember that a lot of times when it gets super hot, that roots get kind of overheated and dormant and don't take up as much water as you think they should given the weather. So just stick your finger in there, and if the top couple inches of soil are dry, give them a good drink. But if it is still wet, hold off and check the next day. We're also going to talk a little bit about a normal summer scourge of a lot of plants: lilacs, ninebark, serviceberry are some of the trees and shrubs. Also, we see this a lot on phlox and bee balm, and it is powdery mildew. Powdery mildew is a fungal disease. It is a fungus that likes the plant material to be living, so it doesn't cause the plants to defoliate. And what it looks like is sort of this snowy white or gray colored surface, like maybe somebody splattered the plant with milk. It doesn't necessarily defoliate the plant, but it isn't very sightly looking. I've got a Monarda here, and it is, I'm going to lift this up, it is pretty covered on the bottom, you can see. And what you want to do is use a fungicide for this, and there are lots of fungicides on the market. Daconil, copper, fungicide treatments. There are two that I particularly like though, and this is called Infuse. And Infuse this one comes in a hose end sprayer, so this is really handy if you have a lot of plants, like a bunch of peonies that are being affected. And this is super effective. I also really like Revitalize. This is a biologic fungicide, so it is, and this is in a trigger spray. So if you just have a couple of plants, you can go ahead and get this. Bring your samples into the garden center and talk to us about your situation. We'd be happy to help you choose the fungicide that works the best for you. Remember though that fungicides are, and any of the treatments that you might use in your yard don't want to be super overheated or super cooled. So when the weather's this hot, if your garage heats up, you might want to store it indoors in a safe place. Be sure to read the package instructions on the back booklet to make sure that you time the application correctly and that you allow the proper spacing between applications. Some of the treatments have temperature restrictions, so just take a minute and read those instructions first. And finally, I want to just talk about a little event that we're doing tomorrow. That would be Saturday, July 24th, here in the Garden Center. And we are having what I like to call a brat fry, even though no frying is involved. We're going to have a little Garden Center backyard cookout. We'll have brats and hot dogs, soda and chips, and all of the proceeds will benefit MOM, not my mom, but Middleton Outreach Ministry, which is a really great local service group that helps combat hunger in Dane County. So stop by between 11 and 2 tomorrow and pick up some lunch, and you'll be helping out some of your neighbors. And happy summer from all of us here at the Bruce Company.